Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. This is your bonus reading at this time. You start with this bouquet and the scythe card. I'm using the Gilded Lenormand here for the first row. So there could be like some sort of harvest coming in for you is really what I feel. That's not necessarily what that combination means, but just intuitively, I feel like there could be like a harvest, especially if you've been working hard towards something for a while now, or if you've been trying to accomplish something specific, like getting a job or, getting your business to be successful or whatever. So that looks really good. Also, the bouquet can represent like a love offer. We have the Knight of Cups, Two of Cups, often lovers. So for those of you that want love, this looks pretty good. And let's see what we get for you here. How you enter into the reading, if I can spit that out today, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords can say that something is dead, done, over with. It's really not a terrible card to start with, actually, because, it can say that you are realizing that something is dead, done, over with. He's making the same symbol right here with his hand that the Hierophant is making on his card, which can represent a blessing in disguise. So a lot of you, could be realizing that some sort of past ending is a blessing, and it could be a love ending. I mean, you have the Two of Cups in the past position, and also your crossing energy is the Knight of Cups. So you could be saying that you are done with love. The crossing energy is what can hurt you or help you in a Celtic cross, and so having the Knight of Cups as your crossing energy can say that you're thinking about giving up on love, or you're thinking about being done with love or whatever. Or it can just say that this is a past connection that came to an end, right? And so I think a lot of you could have gone through something like that in the past. I'm even getting that some of you, this could have happened a couple of years ago or a few years ago, that you got out of a relationship. I think sometimes when we get out of like a significant relationship, especially if it's something that felt different or was different, then it can take a few years to really want to go find something else, right? So, I kind of get that feeling here. The other thing I'm getting with the Knight of Cups is, really he's a very dreamy energy, and he is normally looking into that cup and he's crying. He's kind of seeing his future. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could be working towards a dream or a better life. You have the Ten of Pentacles coming up here as well. So again, there's a little bit of a dreamy element to the reading as well. You have in the area of your thoughts or what's on your mind, you have the Hermit. So the Hermit can represent introspection. And coming up in the area of your thoughts, it can definitely say that you are in this like introspection mode, just thinking about a lot of different things. The Hermit, he has climbed to the top of this mountain. He's been through a dark night of the soul, and now he's shining that inner light out in front of him. He needs to shine that light brighter. The light is stuck in the lantern. And so I feel that some of you, maybe through the difficulties that you've been through over the past many years, that it's now time to like not stay hidden. And I would say I kind of feel bad about this in your reading here, Sag, because it's coming up in the area of your thoughts, which is telling me that you are thinking about shining your inner light. But I guess maybe the challenge is that you're just thinking about it, right? So the Hermit really wants us to not hide the things that make us special. The Hermit wants us to, again, we have to come down from the mountain. I always say, this is not accurate tarot, but I believe the meaning of the Hermit is that he is meant to come down from the mountain. When you've been hurt, or you've been just have gone through a difficult life, I feel it's very, very tempting to stay stuck in introspective mode, or it's very tempting to stay stuck at the top of the mountain because you're kind of like protected. You don't have to deal with like the problems of the world up there. You don't have to deal with anyone else's issues or anything like that. So I think the trick with the Hermit is to come down from the mountain. He has the star in his lantern, and so really he needs to shine his inner light and be an inspiration for others. We could kind of look at him as kind of a teacher, but he's not teaching through telling people what to do. He's teaching through overcoming something that's difficult or a challenge, and he's showing the world that it's possible. So I feel it's time for you to show the world like what you're made of, basically. In the area of your foundation, you have the Four of Swords. I love fours in foundation positions because fours represent foundations and having a solid foundation. The Four of Swords, of course, is a card of resting, relaxing, recovering. I feel like you are hoping and praying for some sort of blessing. There's a person who's blessing another person in this stained glass window. And what do you know, you have the Hierophant right here, and he is blessing these two people in front of him. So I kind of feel that this reading is saying that you are going to be getting something that you've wished for, or you're getting something that you've been praying for or asking the universe for. So that's really nice to get in this reading. Next, in your past position, you have this wave of emotions. It says a new experience will enter your life that will stir a wave of emotions within you. You have this moth spirit. It says appreciate where you are in your journey instead of wishing it was easier. A different hermit, or the hermit. And so I think that this is what you are moving past, which is a good thing, because I feel you are now ready to shine your light. And look, there's like a sun above the moth on that card, so it's almost like you are getting ready to, show the world what you're made of, like I said. In the past, you have the Two of Cups. Now, this is why I said what I said at the beginning of the reading. That it can be very difficult to let go of a Two of Cups. I have a theory that the Two of Cups represents a stepping stone soulmate. If you don't know what a stepping stone soulmate is, first off, I think soulmates and twin flames are BS. But I'm just, for illustrative purposes so I can tell the story, we're going to call it a stepping stone soulmate. But usually this type of person comes into our lives, and usually it's a type of person who has been through something that we have been through, and they come into our lives to remind us of how far we've come. And so usually we feel very connected with these types of people because they remind us of us in a lot of ways. So your past person could have been, a stepping stone soulmate, or whatever you want to call it. It could have been a person like maybe you had money issues in the past, and maybe you met this person later on and they had, maybe a very similar issue to you. And like I said, these people, they are kind of like a spiritual lesson. They remind us of how far we've come. They remind us of the things that we've overcome and the challenges that we've overcome. And so, again, it can hurt more than anything else because we feel very connected. But, at the same time, it's usually a good lesson that we learn. And so I think if you have left a connection, even if it's taken you a while, like I said at the beginning, to get over it, this is something that probably taught you a lot. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this round and round card and this community card. Yeah, community has been a big word for you, Sagittarius. I think that, over the past many years, you've learned a lot about close connections. I feel like you've learned a lot about the people that you can help and the people that you can't help in your life. I'm sure all of you have stories of getting taken advantage of over the past few years, probably due to, trying to help someone out. Could have been a person in your family or, just a person that you know. And, the round and round card says, don't repeat mistakes. But I also feel like this is saying, this doesn't mean you have to completely go into isolation. Like I said with the hermit, it just says you have to pay attention to what you didn't pay attention to the first time, and that's what I would do here. Also in the area of the very near future, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is blessings or wishes, or, he's blessing these two people. So I feel with that Four of Swords that you have prayed for something and you're getting it, or you have asked for something and you're getting it, which is very positive, of course, with the Hierophant. So I definitely feel blessings here, or some sort of blessing. The beautiful thing about the Hierophant is that he can also represent spiritual lessons. He is the spiritual teacher, and having the Hierophant come up after that stepping stone soulmate thing could definitely say that you have learned the lesson, whatever it was. And now you are implementing what you have learned into your life, which is, what we have to do. Most people repeat lessons because they didn't learn it, and so I feel like you have learned your lessons and now you're moving forward. Next, in your outcome row, you have this gazelle. It says change and purity on it. You also have this horse. It says freedom and action. I feel you have a lot more freedom, and I feel as we move through this period, you are going to feel like you have more freedom just in general. I don't think life is going to be perfect, and really, I always say just based off the astrology, based off of everything that's going on, we are in a time of chaos for quite a while. That does not mean, I say the word chaos and I think people take it the wrong way. That does not mean that things are going to be bad. I'm sure there will be bad things that happen. I'm sure of it. Again, it's unavoidable based off the energy. But I always like to remind people, that we shouldn't be coming from a place of fear. I believe we all chose to come here for a reason, and call me crazy. And so it's like, really there's nothing to worry about, right? You chose this life. It is what it is, right? So we shouldn't worry about it. But I think what's important is that we take advantage of the freedoms that we do have, whatever they are, and we create, we make the world a better place in whatever way we possibly can. And so I don't think things will be perfect, but I feel like you're going to start to notice that things work just a little bit better. Like I said, will there still be obstacles? Absolutely. But, I think, if you're trying to start a business or trying to, get moving your career, it's like maybe things are just slightly easier, or you're going to notice that things are a little bit better. Same thing in love. It's like, will things be perfect? No. There's no such thing as a perfect person. But, maybe you notice that you date and people are just nicer or better, and that's like the feeling I get here. In the time ahead, you have the lovers. Definitely could be love. I mean, there's a lot of love in the reading already, so if you want a connection, there could be a new person coming in for you. And the lovers is a very good card, new love, and, definitely very good for picking a new type of person as well. So I feel this could be new love. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing. I consider the Ten of Pentacles to be the best love card in the deck, because it's pretty much everything you want and desire in a connection. So if you want love, very good. If you don't want love, and even if you do, this area of the reading represents all relationships in your life, not just love. And the Ten of Pentacles is a very supportive card. There is family on this card, and they are building, leaving a legacy. So you might be finding better people in life who support you. You could really be focusing on the family connections in your life that support you, and I feel all of that would be a really good idea. With the Ten of Pentacles, and like I said, you could be feeling very supported, very lifted, uplifted. All those things are kind of popping into my head with the Ten of Pentacles. I also feel very good, obviously, if you are choosing to work with other people. So if you are in a position where maybe you have to work with other people, or if you're starting a business and you're hiring people, a really good energy showing up in this part of the reading. It says you could be creating a lot of wealth with those people. In the area of your future feelings, you are feeling very wealthy. You have the Empress. Doesn't have to be money. The Empress can be any type of abundant energy. So I feel you could be glowing literally as you move forward. And the Hermit really says that you need to glow. It's your time to shine. I wouldn't really say that in this reading because for me to say that, a reading that is encouraging a person to shine would have like the sun and the star, which we're going to clarify. We'll see what comes up. But I definitely feel it's time for you to glow. I feel it's time for you to become a living example to other people in your life. But again, very good card because it says you are feeling very abundant as we move forward, which is great. Your outcome is the Page of Pentacles. I just feel positive new beginnings coming in for you here, Sagittarius. So, I know a lot of you have been looking for jobs or positions, so this could be a new job or position. Could also be new love as well. Based off the reading if that's what you're looking for. So that looks very good as well. With the Page of Pentacles, and we see a lot of learning here, right? Hierophant, the Page of Pentacles, even the Ten of Pentacles can represent hidden or secret information. It's not really hidden or secret. It just represents the fact that there are things we can learn that would increase our wealth. So I would be learning as well at this time. I think everybody should. I literally say it in every single reading because we are in a time of self-education. And, that's what I would be doing, plain and simple. But let's see. With the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Cups, you have the Page of Swords. I would be careful of past people at this time. I've said to everyone we have the North Node just moved into Pisces recently. We have Venus in Pisces. Venus is going to retrograde, go into Aries, then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. Venus retrograde, can bring people back. And my problem with having the North Node there, North Node is considered very karmic, so, it can bring people back. They can have certain feelings where they realize what they missed out on or, whatever, they realize the mistake they made. But I don't know, too bad, so sad. I mean, I have very little sympathy for adults in relationships. It's especially, if someone broke up with you and it was a good breakup, if there is such a thing where nothing really bad happened, then different story. But if someone did you dirty, it's adults know what's right and what's wrong. So again, who cares is what I would say. So I would say let them watch. Let this person watch you glow up here with the Empress, with the Hermit. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness and using your resources. Really good card for abundance as well. I mean, I think this whole entire reading is really good for you. Like having a harvest with the Scythe card here. The scythe can represent cutting something out, but it can also represent, kind of like having a harvest. So I feel that there could be some sort of harvest for you. With the Four of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is about finding your fulfillment. With the Four of Swords, the Nine of Cups is a card of wish or getting something you wish for. I literally said that with the Four of Swords and the Hierophant earlier. But the trick with the Nine of Cups is we have to perfectly match the energy of what we want. So we have to get into that state. And I always say the easiest way to do that is to adopt the habits of success. And whatever it is that you're trying to be successful at, there are plenty of people online that you can learn new habits from for money, for love, for wealth, for spirituality, all things, right? So I would just, adopt new habits. And then, people always say to me, how do you know what good habits are? How do you know what habits work and which ones don't? Because people say things all the time online, but you never know what's true. I always say you have to experiment, because you don't know. You don't know what's going to work for you. So just try something, and if it works, great, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, stop, do something else. With the Two of Cups, yeah, I feel like there was a lot of love here. I think that, again, people can do us dirty. I'm sure you've all had the experience where it's like someone can do you dirty, but there can be a lot of love that you felt in the connection. So, this could be something that was difficult to let go of or difficult to remove yourself from. But I also think that these types of connections teach us to love ourselves more. And with the Nine of Cups, that's really what we have to do. We have to love ourselves more. I was going to say we have to love ourselves enough, but really, we have to love ourselves more. And that's what I would do there. With the Hierophant, you have the Ace of Wands. Definitely some sort of new beginning here. Ace of Wands, passion, new beginning. It's out with the old, in with the new. So there's clearly a passionate new beginning. Page of Pentacles, same thing. Definitely could be like a fiery new connection coming in for you if you want new love. The thing with the Ace of Wands is we have to build that fire. I think that's why the Nine of Cups is showing up here as well. Nine of Cups, like I said, is habits. The Ace of Wands is a good card. It's my favorite card in the tarot because sometimes I think the Ace of Wands is just that one thing we need to move forward. It's like that spark of hope or that spark of inspiration. But we have to keep building that fire. A spark is just a spark. You have to keep putting wood on there to get it going. And your wood could be habits, activities you do during the day to keep something roaring, right? That's what I would do there. And with the Lovers, you have the Ace of Swords. Really good. This could be an extremely honest person. It's almost like you're experiencing the total opposite. We don't really see any lying here, but just intuitively, I feel something went on over here, and I feel like you could be attracting a brutally honest person or someone who is very honest. Ace of Swords is also victory. Two aces is definitely a new beginning. So there could be a new beginning here. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. I really love the Three of Pentacles for love as well, especially with the Ten of Pentacles, because the Three of Pentacles can represent a person or two people. The two of you have very similar goals. All these people are working towards creating these three pentacles, this carving that's up here. So, you really could be attracting someone who has similar goals. Or it's like you don't have to be the same, but you might have similar ideas about life and, usually that's a good thing. So I definitely feel that. Also, freaking amazing if you are working together with other people. So if you're thinking about teaming up with a person or working together with a person, really, really good. With the Empress, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is about disappointments in the past, or having experienced disappointments in the past. He's been disappointed 3 times and now he's getting this new offer. So again, if you do want love, I would be open. But this doesn't have to be love. It could be anything. I think we said something earlier about what you have learned. The Hierophant is the teacher, the Two of Cups is probably the lesson. Doesn't even have to be love. Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. And this whole entire reading, Hermit, you've been through a dark night of the soul. It's like Spirit has taught you something. And with the Four of Cups, we have to mix our lessons together, these 3 cups, because that will make the new offer better if you pay attention to what you learned. And so this could be in work, it could be in business, it could be anywhere, but I would make sure you're paying attention to your lessons. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you. I feel this is your journey towards fulfillment is what this reading is talking about. Page of Pentacles is like having a new beginning. I look at the Eight of Cups as a good card, because he is choosing to walk away from something that no longer fulfills him. He realizes that something isn't working and he needs to move on to something else. So again, I think that that is a good thing. You have this whale card. Says great worry over nothing. Yeah, if you're like worried about something like a new opportunity, it doesn't matter if it's love or otherwise, I feel there's nothing to worry about. I can't make this one up. You have this bouquet card. You started with the bouquet card. It says compliments from an admirer. So there again with the Four of Cups and the Empress, there definitely could be a person who's approaching you or a person who's complimenting you. And so if you want love, very good reading. You have the Scissors card. Says disappointment in some affair. Yeah, and we talked about it this whole entire time. Whatever the past situation is, I guess the good news from the reading is that you are removing it. It looks to me like you are moving on. Ten of Swords says you realize something is dead, done, over with. You are choosing to move forward here. You have this Hills card. It says obstacles to overcome. I think I said this, that nothing is perfect. I might be making that up, but, I think nothing is perfect. Things are better. I did say that, things are getting better, but they're not perfect. So I think you need to realize that this is always just a reminder to me that nothing in life is perfect. So, if something happens, don't let it disappoint you. I've been in that place before in my life where I let tiny little things prevent me from moving forward on goals, achievements, things like that. I was in a place in my life for a long period where I had a big business failure, and I basically did nothing for a long time. I let it beat me up. And then I kept trying to do new things, but anytime something tiny popped up, I would say, oh, I knew this wasn't going to work. Like, I had that self-defeating attitude. And this card says, do not do that. If something comes up, just overcome it. It's only a hill, it's not a mountain. You have this clouds card. It says temporary problem. Yes, like I just said, anything you're dealing with is temporary, so keep pushing. Really good reading, Sag. I like this. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy the time ahead.